Okay, we have to talk about an insane new update in the Peruvian alien mummy situation. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share on social media, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider becoming a channel member. See the first link in the description below. Okay, let's just get right to it. Alleged pre-Hispanic skeletal remains that were going to be sent to Mexico seized in Peru. What? Peruvian authorities seized pre-Hispanic remains camouflaged as dolls in illegal shipment to Mexico. The Ministry of Culture safeguards the pieces for verification and sanctioning of traffickers. What? Yeah, and you can see the picture of they've made the mummies out to be these dolls or whatever. That's crazy. Peruvian authorities seized skeletal remains of presumed pre-Hispanic origin that were going to be sent illicitly to Mexico, camouflaged as if they were two dolls, the Ministry of Culture reported on Saturday. Dang. Skeletal remains were camouflaged in dolls. The remains were detected in the warehouses of the logistics in the international transport company DHL in the Lima province of Caloa. After learning of the intervention, the Minister of Culture visited the company's facilities, whose representatives informed her that the remains were discovered by personnel from the export area during the inspection of shipments in the cargo warehouse. They were in a cardboard box covered with sponges, so officials from the National Superintendents of Customs and Tax Administration and specialists from the Ministry of Culture were immediately alerted. The ministry explained that the pieces made with presumed skeletal remains of archaeological origin were joined to form two dolls dressed in fabrics and shoes with adhesions of diamonds and lace ribbons. Yeah, you can see the little faces peeking out of there. That's crazy. According to the shipment's routing, the sender was a citizen domiciled in the city of Palpa in the southern region of Ica, and the recipient was a woman in Mexico. Is that a woman allied with Jaime Maussan, or possibly the person that gave him the alien bodies, or the bodies that he represented at the Mexican UFO hearing? Because there were some shenanigans apparently about how Jaime Maussan received those bodies. To the best of my information, he received them from a man who got them somehow out of Peru, where they had been kept, I think, by the Ministry of Culture. I think there was some museum that they were in, and suddenly they weren't. They were with Jaime in Mexico, and the Peruvian authorities were not amused by this whole thing, and now somebody has tried to get more of these bodies out. And they have been seized. Now, I have to wonder if Peru was actually investigating these bodies to the extent that they should be investigating, that, they wouldn't need to be smuggled out, right? You wouldn't have to smuggle these things to Jaime to get somebody to take these things seriously. They shouldn't just be, rotting away in some museum somewhere. If these are, in fact, alien bodies, they need to be studied. Now, my mind is still very open on these bodies. I've got Baxter over here trying to say hello to the camera. Hey, Bex. But my mind is still very open on this, but the best evidence that we have, or that I have, is from that live CAT scan that was done by that was presided over by the director of the Mexican hospital himself, showing that these were in fact intact remains of some sort, inhuman seemingly. One has scaly skin, one has eggs. Even though DNA, human DNA was recovered from at least one of these, humans don't have scaly skin or reptilian or bird-like eggs. So, my mind is still very open, but the best information that I've seen are that these are genuinely anomalous specimens of some sort, and they need to be studied. They need to be taken very seriously. but instead they're locked away in a museum. And when people try to get them out, they're seized and possibly arrested. Not that people should be smuggling remains out of museums. I don't support that. However, I do support studying bodies and taking these things very seriously. That just needs to get done. So it's, there's no black or white really in this situation if that's what's going on. There's no good guys or bad guys. But there is a very delicate and tricky situation going on here, legally speaking. Here we go. Those involved in the transfer of the skeletal remains will be sanctioned. Urtiaga reported that specialists in his sector immediately drew up a report and seized the pieces, which were transferred to the headquarters of the Ministry of Culture to undergo a process of verification and evaluation. We want them to know that we work on the protection of heritage. We are vigilant so that our goods do not leave. We are going to seek that those who traffic in cultural property are duly punished. The intervention was carried out by specialists from the recovery module of the Ministry of Culture of the Lima International Airport in accordance with the provisions agreed by the National Commission for the Protection and Recovery of the Movable Property that is part of the cultural heritage of the nation. Anyway, so the Ministry of Culture stressed that SUNIC acts as a strategic ally in the fight against the illicit traffic of Peruvian cultural heritage goods. Well, so there you go. That's what's going on. There's 2 alien bodies, or whatever they are, that have been seized because they have been. There's been an attempt to smuggle more bodies out of Peru to Mexico, where people like Jaime Maussan can get others, doctors and scientists, to actually investigate them. And they need to be investigated. So, why do they need to be smuggled out? Why can't Peru just step up and investigate these bodies themselves? Then there wouldn't be an impetus on, people like Jaime to get these smuggled out. Not that Jaime is directly involved in this in any way, but certainly he is benefiting from it, or at least you could say we are all benefiting from it, if indeed this is real information. It's a tricky situation. I don't support crime or smuggling historic relics or cultural relics, but I do support getting to the truth about the world we live in and the cosmos we live in and who we might be sharing it with. And, this is important stuff that we need to find out. So, but it's a tricky moral situation and a legal situation. So let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider becoming a channel member. See the first link in the description below. Channel members are rock stars. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and me and Baxter will see you. We'll see you next time. Later, guys. Okay, Baxter says he didn't get any screen time, so he's here to make sure that he got on camera at least once. All right, there he goes. He's got hold of my jacket. Okay, let go of my jacket, Baxter.